Okay, so making a new video. I'm gonna make a couple new videos. This one is gonna be about gender dysphoria. So before I came out as trans, I grew up in a type of home that was really religious. They called themselves liberals, but we're more conservative liberals. Um, they had a problem with race. They had a problem with, the LGBT community. Anything out of the norm was like a problem. So I grew up, being anything other than a girl was, not in my mind. So I was always fine with my boobs. I was fine with, my bottom parts. I was fine with, everything that I had. The thing that really kind of, I guess, pushed me into realizing that I was trans was that mentally I was just really unstable. And, I had anxiety. I thought that I was depressed a little bit. I had anger issues and things that I didn't even know. I wasn't even mad at anything, and I would just be so upset and just so mad. And my anxiety was so bad I couldn't even sit in a room with my girlfriend who I've been with for 4 years. Not that she did anything wrong. I was just so like, ugh. And I didn't know why. I think that just all my feelings had built up. And one day she was like, have you ever thought about this? And I kind of didn't expect that from her. And that's the beginning of when I started figuring out that I was trans. But going back to that's kind of what I was talking about, that like I feel like a lot of not a lot, but most trans people, I would say, have some type of gender dysphoria. Whether that's they don't like their breasts, or they don't like their bottom parts, or there's some people that don't like the way that how small their hands are, or they don't like their body type in general, or they want facial hair and they think their face is too baby like, or just there's so many different things. It could be any part of your body. And people not all trans people, like I said, but I've read a lot of blogs and been a part of a lot of groups, and a lot of people pre-T, they tend to have gender dysphoria. But me personally, and I'm sure there's other people out there that don't, it really is person specific. But I've never had that. When I'm being who I am, when I am trans, which I'm trans 24/7, but when I'm trans and I appear like this, I wear masculine clothes, I just look like a guy, I don't like my breasts. I mean, I'll parade around the house not wearing a binder or anything, and I'm fine with that, and my girlfriend's fine with that. But the second I go outside, I want my binder to be on. And I get really upset if people perceive me as kind of like a butch ass lesbian, because I've never like identified with that. So for me, going like pre-T, I didn't have any gender dysphoria whatsoever. I was like, all right. And I mean, if I dressed masculine, like I said, like the second I came out, I was wearing, binders and stuff, but I wasn't like, oh God, chop these off. Like I was just like, this is how I like to appear. I like people to see me flat. When I'm home, I'll go home and chill. But I've noticed the longer that I'm out as trans, and for me, I'm going to be going on hormones tomorrow, first T day. I'm eventually going to get top surgery, but it's not necessarily because I like hate my breasts. It's because, number one, I don't want to be stuck in a binder for the rest of my life. Number two, it's not healthy to wear the binder. I would rather have the top surgery and deal with the stuff that entails than have to worry about strapping that thing on every day, you know. But also, without the surgery and then being trans, I've noticed that gender dysphoria has come to me. Like, I never had it before, but it's come to me because, you know, I've noticed I'll be more self-conscious. So if I go out and someone is like, you know, oh, hey ladies, what's up? I look down and I'm like, oh God, like, can they see my boobs? And my girlfriend Brooke is like, dude, you look flat. You're flat. And I'm like, but maybe I can like get them down a little bit more. And she's like, no, you're flat. And it's like, but I get like this self-conscious thing and I'm like, oh, I can't stand this. I don't like them. And I'm like, ugh, you know, or I don't know. It's like stuff like that. But I mean, still, if I'm home, I'm like chilling without my binder because at the end of the day, I personally don't have a problem with them, but I do have a problem with how people perceive me. So, which I think that's it, like outwardly when I'm out in public, I get really self-conscious and get like, ugh. But I feel like, you know, I'm just excited when ultimately I can, you know, get to that point in my life where I can actually get top surgery because then I won't have to worry about it. I'll be able to be comfortable. I don't have to worry about other people. And, you know, it'll be better for my health. But that's my little spiel about gender dysphoria, how, like, if you don't have gender dysphoria, it's okay. I'm like that. You know, I was like that my whole life. If you do have gender dysphoria, you know, it really sucks. Because, like I said, now I get all, like, about my boobs. But, you know, but there's the surgeries. And whenever you can get to that point in your life, that's going to be like an exciting moment for you to actually feel how you want to feel and look how you want to look, you know. But then for everybody out there that's fine with how they look, don't feel pressured into wanting to chop things off if you're okay with it. At the end of the day, it's up to you and it's how you feel and it's your experience. Everybody's experience is different. Okay.